It's my verse.
Hey yo, we don't take a rocket scientist to figure out what a struggle and a test this is. Check, trying to walk a straight and narrow line, but you know what they say, yo, the strong survive. Everybody talking about bling, it seems they got rocks and ice, but they can't even breathe. Check, they don't know the provider of life. They got cars, but they can't take them when they die. They want proof. I'm Exhibit A. You can live a clean life and still stack your pay, but don't get confused with material things, cause in Christ there's more than your wildest dreams. Yep, I hope you find out for yourself. The only life worth living is a life in Christ. The show.
Gotta tell y'all a story and it ain't no fairy tale. Got another paid for all sins, now I'm not for sale. Yeah, put it together now. I got, and somebody, come on. I got, yo. I got him, you need him. No matter what you done for your sins, he did the bleeding. Jesus is the reason why I'm here still breathing. His love is so good, it keeps me fresh in all seasons. Too blessed to be stressed, so if you're stressing, I'm leaving. You still not believing? He changed me from a heathen, now it's Christ that I'm fiending. Put me on the straight, now on him I am leaning. To him I am cleaving. I do it by faith, so believing ain't seeing. I hope you get my meaning. Faith is the evidence of things unseen. So stop all your weeping. Christ is not sleeping. He's on the right of the Father, advocating for the weakling. So if you want to lead him, you don't have to seek him. Just stretch out your hand and he'll be there while you're reaching.
Gotta tell y'all a story and it ain't no fairy tale. Got a love that paid for all sins, now I'm not for sale.
Hey.
Put it together, y'all.
Hey.
Got him, Christ.
Yo, and ever since I gave my life to Christ, I've been seeing everything in a whole new light. Got joy, got peace in a whole new light. That's why I speak bold when I hold this mic. Listen, don't wait until you hit rock bottom before you make the claim that you got him. You see, I done made mistakes trying to solve my own problems. All I could do was fail without him. Before my soul got saved, I thought I had it made. I didn't know my life could have an upgrade. I sit and reminisce sometimes about the day I traded my life for his will, his way. I'm covered by the blood and his grace. My joy is the reason for the smile on my face, cuz.
Hey. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Brother Calvin, back again with another episode of The Faith Factor. Come on, give him praise where you are. Here on this show, I get the opportunity to sit down and chat with tons of entertainment professionals, performing artists, industry individuals, most of them whom I had the blessing of working with before. And so on today's show, I have two giants in the industry. And so two separate industries, however, the two industries merge very well together. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to waste any of your time. We're going to jump right in. Let's look at Matthew chapter 19, our scripture for this episode. But Jesus said unto them, but Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Absolutely. So right now, I want to jump right in with our first guest. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Kas Flannagan is in the virtual building here on the Faith Factor.
What's up, brother?
Sir?
I'm blessed,
good.
man. How are you?
I'm amazing, man, and stressed at the same time. There's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a lot going on.
Yes, man. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Faith Factor. It's awesome to have you. I'm excited.
I'm excited to be here, man. Anytime that you can express yourself and even in these trying times, still have faith and keep your faith and talk about God, the blessings of God and what he's done, because I look at this whole quarantine in a different manner. So I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. All right. So you can either start with your scripture and go there, or you can just start with how you started, or you can switch those orders.
I mean, I guess how I started is really in the scripture. No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Talk about it.
You know, talk about that when you get in a situation where people are telling you, you know, you can't do this, you shouldn't do that. See, the problem is what a lot of us is, we allow other people to dictate our vision and our destiny.
Yes, sir.
Just to make them feel comfortable.
Yes.
You know, you have your own destiny. You have your own vision that you were born with. It's just a matter of when you tap into it. You know, you got to understand when you were born, you were a chosen one.
Come on.
So when you're chosen, you have to be able to understand what that gift is and what God has put upon you to be able to move forward to do His will. You know, we are all put here to love, to work with one another and everything. But you know, you have those situations to whereas people sometimes get caught up into their own personal and forget about the full vision of what has been granted. But for me, I mean, a single mother, have siblings, got into a fashion game.
Okay.
Before I started making clothes, I was an artist.
Okay.
And a designer. Had my first art collection when I was 6. Had my first art collection in a gallery when I was like 10 or 12.
Okay.
You know, and then from there, my mom, she was a stylist. She worked at a bank. My mother had multiple jobs, brother. Trust me. She was a true sister that got out here and believed in trying to do whatever it took for her kids, and I respect her for that, and I love her for that. As far as my journey moving forward from a childhood, back and forth, brother. I dealt with a whole lot, man, from not having a father in my life to abusive with my father, you know, going back and forth with him, dealing with him, to just really trying to find my way, man.
Okay.
You know, I'm 53 years old. Just, you know, I come from a different era than the era is right now.
Right.
So there's a different path that we had to take in order to survive. And I take those. I made great decisions and I made a lot of bad decisions. But your bad decisions shouldn't define who you are as a person in your journey. It should be a lesson taught to make you a better person.
Yes, sir.
So those are some of the things that me learning from my mother, my grandmother, and just certain people that I've came encounter with to be able to take that and move forward. Now, that wasn't nothing that I could say now my life has changed and things are different. You know, I still had to deal with the demons. I still had to deal with the bloodline of my father. I still had to deal with situations to where people were telling me no, you know. And those are life changing situations. You either built for this or you're not.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I had a support team, but I also love the fact that I had to learn from the street.
Okay.
You know, I always tell people I have a doctorate in street. I have an associate. I have associates in going to school. I have a master's in street, but I have a doctorate in common sense and knowledge.
Okay.
You know, and those are things that you take from your trials and tribulations and things that you deal with as far as your journey is concerned in your life. You know, we also have to be careful too as we take our journey is to not get confused to whereas people think they come into your life at a chapter in your life and they feel like they know you.
Right.
You know, we have to be strong enough to understand that just because you came in that chapter in my life, you don't know my full story. You know, and a lot of people don't want to know your full story. A lot of people just want to know who you are now. But who I am now is not who I was back then.
Absolutely.
See, there's a question that I had asked myself years ago, and it was, what are you willing to lose in order to gain? And people think that that's a simple question. They'd be like, oh, and then they stumble. For me, I had to kill the old me in order to be the new person that I am.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted. I love the old me, but I'm in love with the new me because the old me wouldn't have never got me to where I am right now.
That's powerful.
And that's just a matter of growth and willing to let God strip you naked and keep you and have you vulnerable. A lot of times people are walking out here and they're vulnerable.
Yeah.
But they're vulnerable to the wrong thing. They're not listening to the inner spirit. They're listening to what they see.
Yes.
And feeling that's what it's going to be, the natural. This is what my life is going to be. But no, it's not. But you have to have a sense of spirit. You have to have a sense of courage. You have to have great people around you to be able to speak into your life. And it doesn't always have to be monetary to sow into your life.
Yeah.
You know, you understand what I'm saying? Because we all need that mentor. We all need that spiritual guidance. We all need that person that looks at us for who we are, but see the better in us. Because sometimes people see way potential in us before we even get there.
Yes. Facts.
You know what I mean? And that's a triumph. And I appreciate that, especially me becoming a clothing designer, because that's a tough industry, brother. That is a very, very, very tough industry, to the point to whereas in 2003, I got into a designer competition, and it was the International Designer Competition. And it was 247 designers from around the world. Now, mind you, I was excited just to be there amongst my peers, you know, and people who think like me, who are creative like me. To me, that was a gift.
Right.
Because now I can talk to people and they wouldn't sit there and look at me like a deer in headlights. They really understand what I'm going through or what we have to deal with. But I came in third place.
Okay.
Now,
out of 240.
Yes. Now understand this. I felt that I won.
Okay.
Third place was a winning to me.
I was about to say,
because of my path and what I had to deal with. You know, we all can have a great talent and idea, but if we're not strong enough to go out here and jump out here on faith and do it,
that's it.
It's just a waste of talent.
Faith without works is dead. That's
it is dead, man. It's dead. Faith without work is dead. So you have to understand, you're gonna fail.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna cry. You're gonna have oodles and noodle nights. You're gonna have peanut butter nights. You're gonna have sleepless nights.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have all those nights, but it doesn't always have to rain. You're gonna it's building your character. If you want it bad enough, here's the thing that I tell people. You could go to a job and hate it, but what do? You still get up and go to that job. Why? Because that is something that is providing something for you to be able to live.
Yes. It's
the same thing with faith. It's the same thing with talent. People lose their faith quicker than they want to. It's just quick. They want to lose their faith quicker than anything. They give up on it. They like, oh, I can't do it. So many people are telling you need to get a job. I had people tell me, why don't you get a real job? Why isn't what I'm doing a real job?
Mm-hmm.
People can't walk out here without clothes on. You feel me? So why can't I be that person that people can wear my clothes? Why not? You know, not stigmatizing anything as far as color, because I don't see color, but I love my people.
Right.
You understand? And we have to we set the trend. We set the trend. We set the foundation. We even set the motivation. We set the style. We are those people. So why can't I go out here and put clothes out? Why can't I go out here and make clothes happen? Because you don't see my vision? You sound stupid.
Exactly.
My vision ain't for you. Why would I sit here and argue with someone who is not even on my level at that moment?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people have to catch up. Sometimes people have to see. That's why it's best to keep your mouth closed and let your actions speak for itself.
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes you can talk yourself out of your blessing. Or you can share it, or you can share what you're doing with someone and they can pray you out of your blessing.
Mm.
See, people don't know the power of the tongue. The devil listens too. You feel me? He listens too. The devil got different level people on every level. So every level that you come out of, you're gonna deal with a more qualified devil.
There's a book on that too.
And it's true. You have to armor yourself up every single time. And don't be afraid to walk away from people, even family members. You can't be afraid. Look, I got this motto that my cup runneth over. I allow my cup to runneth over. Anything that runneth over, I will give. And anyone can sit at my table, but I'm just not obligated to feed you. You got to bring something to the table. If you're sitting here and you're eating with me and we're breaking bread and we sharing knowledge and you haven't gained nothing from it and you still bringing the same old, that's not my fault. We have to stop taking responsibilities for people lack of.
That'll preach right there.
You know, so it's a lot of things, and I appreciate the street knowledge that I've gotten and people that have come in my life that they don't even know they sold into my seed. And I appreciate that, because in the industry that I'm in, you can be great tomorrow and gone the next day.
Yeah.
In the industry that I'm in, you could have a hot item out, make a lot of money, but then lose it the next year. So you have to understand the business first. Stop rushing to be known and take your time to be remembered.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of people doing, especially these young bloods. I appreciate the fact that they're technology savvy, but everything is not in an instant. Things, too much is given, too much is required. That even calls from being schooled. You're never out of school. The lesson always continue. You're never out of school. There's always a lesson. Even in your hardship, in your great times, there's always a lesson. Let me tell you a lesson that I learned in business. So I had did a fashion show a long time ago, and this lady approached me, and she loved my blouses.
Okay.
And she came up to me and she said, "I would really love to speak to you. Here's my card. Give me a call." Gave her a call. She was like, "I'd love for you to come into my office and let's talk," because I was very impressed with your collection, and specifically the blouses. I went into her office, super excited. She said, "Look, I want to carry your blouses." I said, "Well, who are you?" She's one of the buyers for Target.
Okay.
And she said, "Look, all we need is your business information, your business ID, tax ID information. That's what we need." At that time, I was just out here hustling,
right,
trying to get the clothes, trying to make a name. Didn't take the time out to do my business.
And
I lost that deal.
Wow.
She's going to put me on the East Coast and West Coast of Targets. And because my business wasn't right first, I wasn't ready. This is what happens. But you're only going to tell me one time. And that's it.
Then after that,
after that, my whole mindset changed. Went to my brother. He was an attorney. I was like, "Look, I need my business together. I need to get bank accounts. I need to get, my LLC. I need all of that established, because I just lost a big deal, and I don't want that to happen again. I'm out here portraying myself as this designer, and I'm doing this and doing that, but I don't even have my business together. So really, I don't even exist. I'm just a mom and pop shop trying to survive." And that's not the way you think. That's not the way that you make your money. See, I pay myself. I'm an employee of my own business. And a lot of people now, you can't say my business made $100 million and that's your $100 million. That's not your $100 million. That's the business. Right. You have to pay yourself a percentage in order for your business to grow. Because see, I want somebody to buy my company. I want somebody to drop 500 million, 600 million, 800 million, whatever it looked like. And
then you can rebrand and create another business.
And I can create another one. And
come on.
Now I got capital to be able to hire people and help them and show them the same path. And that's what business is. This is what business. I'm not married to the name. I'm married to the opportunity and the potential. And that's the difference. A lot of people is just like, "Well, I'm afraid because I love what I do." I love what I do. But you got to be a business person first. You can never survive as a fashion designer as being a fan of your own work. Okay. Because you will fail. It's like you depending on your family members to support you. You'll fail. You'll go broke. And it's not to say that my family members don't love what I do or they're proud of me. They're not going to support me as someone else who don't even know me. Right. Because it's in their mindset, it's a sense of entitlement. of, oh, he's going to give me a discount, or he's
Mhm.
going to he's going to hook me up. What is a hookup? What is that? What's a hookup? A hookup is me on the basketball courts with my boy, and I give him a hookup and put him on the team with me. That's a hookup.
Right.
A hookup is that you've been supporting me throughout the years, so now let me give back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hookup. Because we're supporting each other. We're missing that key word, support.
Yes.
People abuse that support. Well, I like your stuff, or I help promote your stuff. That's fine. But it's way more than that. It's way deeper than that. We the only race that falls short of support. But we spend more money than any other race.
Ain't that crazy?
But it's all about a legacy, and that's what I'm trying to do, man. That's what I'm out here with my wife. We're working on, from this whole pandemic, it changed everything. It changed the way fashion is going to be seen. It's changed the way other people are going to shop. It's going to change. So we have to readapt. People have to understand malls are almost going to be non-existent in the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like McDonald's is shut down stuff. Not saying they're hurting, but McDonald's is closing down. Nordstrom's is closing down a lot of their stores. Everything is going to end up going online.
Yeah.
So if you're that entrepreneur, we got to get ahead of the game as far as technology is concerned. That's very important. If we're not on top of this technology, we're going to be lost. We can't wait till it affects us to the point now we want to jump on.
Right.
We have to be ahead. If we're trendsetters, we have to also stay ahead as far as technology is concerned.
Yes.
And technology for fashion for us is online, understanding the consumer, seeing what they want, and having that bulk. And manufacturing. Manufacturing is key. You know why we're hurting right now? Because 90% of our manufacturing was overseas in China.
Mm-hmm.
And China was like, I got you. What you going to do now?
Yes.
And then we have a delusional president that keeps saying we're in great shape. Great shape for who? For the rich? Because the rich is getting richer. Who we in great shape for? Because when I walk out that door, I see people out here asking people for money. I see homeless people out here. I see people camped out. I see people that can't afford medicine. I see, I'm trying to figure out where are we doing great at? And I don't want to fall too far off the conversation on what we were supposed to talk about, but it's just a matter of we have a person in office that is only out for self.
Mm-hmm.
And if the president is out for himself, we need to be out for self. We need to support one another and make sure that we're good.
Right.
We need to act like the Jews. We need to act like the Asians. We need to act like all of them because they shop with they shop only with their own people. You understand? And we have the knowledge, we have the hustle, we have the strength, we have the know-how to be able to survive because that's what we are. We're a survival people.
Yes, sir.
And we have to learn how to network. We got to stop complaining about what the man ain't doing for us. Well, then let's start doing for ourselves.
You are the man.
Right.
We
have resources. We just not reaching out. You know what I mean? It's just like me with the clothes. My people question my prices for my clothes. Why? But you won't question Gucci.
Right.
You won't question Dolce & Gabbana. You won't question any of them. And my fabric is the same. My quality is the same. The only difference is you're getting to speak to the owner and designer. You will never meet them. Right. They don't care if you shop with them or not. They don't care about the customer service. The Macy's and them don't care if you return something or if you don't like something because what you don't like, somebody else is going to buy it regardless. Right. They're going to buy it on clearance. They're going to buy it on clearance. And be excited about it. Amen. Right, exactly. Exactly. So we got to stop being angry at each other because of the prices that we're giving. Wow, we can't live. We can't support. We can't grow our business. without you supporting us. But you could go to somebody that you don't know and spend top dollar and come out and brag and posting it. I got a $1,500 or $3,000 outfit. Okay, I could give you that same outfit and probably charge you half of that, and you still look great.
Right.
But because it's half of that, you're gonna question me now. Because you haven't heard of me, you're gonna question me now. But
the whole fame.
It's all fame. It's label whores. But I can name some great designers, some great artists out here that you've never heard of, and they're dope. So why did their value have to lessen? Because it's lack of knowledge. It's lack of respect. Because the industry and the world are feeding you what they want you to buy. Even with this coronavirus, they want you to buy this coronavirus. You know, they're putting up stuff out now about going in eateries and food places, whereas you got to be careful. We had to be careful before coronavirus. Stop making everything that happens now it's a coronavirus. Germs is germs. We had to be careful about germs before the coronavirus. You understand what I'm saying? So stop doing that. They trying to condition us in our minds to make it feel like, oh, it's the coronavirus. No. It's been before the coronavirus. Now it's just the fact that they're putting you in a position to whereas now they can control some things now.
Some more things.
Now we going every 40 years there's something that happens. It's in the Bible. Every 40 years something happens. Something changed. First it was the railroad system. Then from the because they went from horse and buggy, how are they going to deliver goods to the railroad? Putting it on the railroad system. Now from the railroad it went to air or flying planes. From the flying planes, then it went to mass capacity of people traveling back and forth to work. It went to the train systems. It's always something drastic that's going to change the world, and you have to be able to adapt and understand it. But don't be fooled by the back and forth of Democrats and Republicans. Don't be fooled by that. You have to do your own reading. You have to do your own research. Democrats and Republicans, they always beating us up about gangs. They're a gang. Republicans and Democrats, they're a gang. And they're trying to provide for themselves to make sure that them and their families are good. The president don't care what we're going through. You got to start small. You got to start with your ward, your council members. You got to make them do what you want them to do because they want to be in office. You got to hold them accountable. The president don't give a damn about us. He got everything else to worry about. You think he's going to worry about D.C., Virginia? He's going to worry about? No, he's not worrying about that unless you're a big contributor. Money is money. Money talk. We got to stop complaining. We got to start coming together as a unit. You understand? Like people, I bet you a lot of people right now are respecting the teachers and all of the hard work that they've never before. I bet you them parents now because that homeschooling right now is serious.
Yes.
Now you seeing what you got to deal with and trying to get your child to study because now it's online. Now you're held accountable. You can't blame the teacher anymore.
Right.
So now it's just like, what are you doing? Why are you not teaching? Why am I son? Now you can find out why.
Why are you not teaching your child?
Why, exactly. It takes more. It's not just the teacher's responsibility to teach your child. It starts at home too. What he learned in school, we have to reinforce at home.
Absolutely.
But now they're seeing what the teachers go through right now. And I guarantee you they got a lot of respect for them right now. I guarantee when them kids go back to school, every parent need to give teachers all their supplies. No teacher should be able to have to pay for their supplies. Our parents should come in there and offer all the supplies and be like, look, I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
But it takes something drastic in order for us to realize.
Change our perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, because I guarantee you a lot of families ain't even had this much conversation with their kids. A lot of us was working And the kids was going to school, playing ball, whatever. So you would only see your kids for a few hours. You passing by. Now you got to spend time. Now you need to learn on what's on your kid's mind. What's happening with him? How you feeling? Let's have a conversation. Get out of your phone. Let's talk. Let's engage. It's important. Take this, what they tried to turn on us, into a better, positive situation.
Yes.
Relearn your spouse. Relearn your kids. Relearn your home. What's going on? There's some things now you put off in your home. Let's take care of it. Let's get it done. So then when it's all over, we go back over, guess what? My 2 months, my 3 months, it wasn't in vain. Let's do some self-reflecting. Let's do some prayer. Let's sit down and look at us. Why are all these things happening? How can it not affect me and my family? What do I need to do? You know, that's why I respect my wife so much. You know, she came up, I'm not going to take credit. She came up with the idea of making the mask. And you know, we thank God for that, because my wife is also a designer as well. And we have to look for another form of income.
Right.
You know, my clothes are made from all around the world, our own manufacturers, and they can't be shipped. They can't even be shipped over into the country. So that means I got clients' stuff on hold to try to get to them. So we have to make other ways of being able to take care of our home and our kids. I mean, man, we got 8 kids and 11 grandkids.
Woo! 8.
So, you know, ain't no time to sit here and mope. And no, we gotta figure it out. We gotta be on it. Like this whole after they lift this, if you stop wearing a mask and not protect yourself, you're a fool. You crazy. This is going to be something that's going to be going on for a long time. This world is not going to recover until another 3 years or so, if that. They don't have a cure for what they're saying is out here. They don't have one. But we got a president in office on. We're in great shape. You know, he's only saying that to try to get voters for this election. We got to wake up, brother. We definitely got to wake up, man. We got to understand our purpose. We got to get closer to our family members. We got to get closer to us, our spiritual side, our God, or whoever you pray to. We need to come out of this stronger and better than ever. Most millionaires are made from crisis.
Yes.
Understand that. Most millionaires are made based off of crisis. So my thing is, you had 2 months to 3 months to sit down, reflect, make a plan. If you ain't have a plan, create a plan. And what you going to do now? What's next now?
For those who are just tuning in, you are watching The Faith Factor with your boy, Brother Calvin. My special guest right now is Kenny Kas Flannagan. So really quick, tell us where all of the different social media pages, website, brand names, where people can find you.
Well, on Instagram, it's Kas, Kas Lifestyle. My business page is Kenny Kas _custom. And then my other business page with my wife is Sakas, SAKAS _custom face mask. And you can check us out on that. And my website is kennykas.com. I'm sorry. Yes, kennykas.com. Look at me. I'm having a brain fart. Kennykas.com. And my Facebook is Kenny Kas Flannagan.
All right.
Check us out, man. With the mask, we're doing masks. We probably doing at least 100 masks a day, taking orders, everything. Yeah, brother. We doing bulk masks for companies with logos.
Yes.
We providing logos for the masks and the whole nine, man. Like we were blessed, and we're just trying to bless others. We've been doing masks for people in UK, all the way over down south, up north.
Okay.
We're getting people from Nigeria asking us, can we ship masks? We're doing frontline for nurses, police officers, like everything, man. You know, like I say, our whole dynamics as far as our business module has changed, and it has shifted, and we had to.
Right.
We had to, man.
You have no choice.
No, you had no choice.
And that's powerful, man, the work that y'all are doing, even during this time, in shifting how you work things, shifting how you move and produce your product. That's awesome. So wait, how old were you when you first started designing or taking a stab at it? And did you start making stuff by hand, or did you start drawing first? What was your designing process when you first started, and then now?
So my first process was sketching because it was easy
Okay.
for me because I was an artist first.
Right.
So sketching was the part first, and then after that, I started sewing by hand. And
Mm-hmm.
then my mom's, she got tired of me messing up fabric when she got a sewing machine, so she got me muslin. I got bored with the muslin because I got tired of looking at tan fabric all day.
Uh-huh.
So in order for me to really try to get creative, I asked my mother when I was 10 if she could take me to the thrift store for fashion. It was
Okay.
all self-taught. I didn't get my first real mentor in fashion until 06, 07, 08. I used to live with an understudy with E. Saint Laurent before he passed
Okay.
away.
Okay.
And I was in Saks before then, but all of that was all trial and error and really teaching myself, really trying to learn the craft, really trying
Mm-hmm.
to understand the process of fashion, because fashion is a little tricky because here's some key components. I always hear people say, I want to get in stores like you did. Well, here's the trick part is, if you want to get in stores, you have to be able to produce that volume.
Right.
And then you have to be careful with the contract because they have this clause in there that says buyback.
Mm-hmm.
Buyback means is if they don't sell your stuff, you have to buy it back at a lower cost. A lot of companies go broke after that. Me, I was fortunate enough to be able to read on it and deal with people such as Fubu, Damien, and Carl. They were my
Mm-hmm.
mentors, still is to
Okay.
this day.
Wow.
And we talked, and they taught me about the buyback. They also taught me about the understanding of manufacturers, to whereas I own 20% of 4 manufacturers
Okay.
right now. And I give that all to them, their knowledge and their teaching of me. But to answer you, to go back to your original question, my first garment I made at 10.
Okay.
10 years old. I did a white shirt, and I took patches from a bunch of jeans, back pockets, and put it all over the shirt. Now I'm telling my age. From Jordache,
Come on.
Sassoon,
Come
yeah,
on, Jordache.
yeah, AJ's. You feel me? Guess, all of that, man. And I took the actual pocket off of them and created it on the sleeves and
Mm-hmm.
everything, and it went nuts. People in my school, it was like, yo, where you get that from? And that's another story right there, because for a long time, I didn't tell people I made clothes.
Okay.
Because back then, if you were a person that was in the industry like that, making clothes, you were considered gay.
Uh-huh.
So, me growing up from where I grew up, from D.C. and New York,
Uh-huh.
having that.
Right.
Until one day, a couple of my boys came over, and my mom's let them in the house, and I was in the back sewing. He was like, yo, what are you doing? I was like, but you know what? I stood my ground, man, and then all of a sudden they wanted me to make them some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you see how the mental played with me for so long? I didn't want to tell
Absolutely.
anybody. But yet, it was me, because of what I was saying, what I should have standed up and be myself.
Exactly.
I feel like being weird and being different, I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Why
And that's
fit in
something.
when you can stand out?
Come on. That's something I tell young people all the time. The importance of having a mind of your own. Specifically, my students. I'm a teacher assistant as well, so I know all about it. But I tell them, because sometimes they want to fit in, or sometimes they don't think that their people that they call friends will respect their preferences and the things that they like that are different. And I'm trying to I'm like, listen, I thought the same way. However, at a young age, I figured out that your friends, if they're really your friends, will respect you
even
no
more.
matter how different you are.
Absolutely.
You have to give them a chance to as well. You can't just assume that you look at their personality, they may judge everybody or whatever, that vibe, and then you decide for them. You got to stand for who you are, and then anybody else that's not respecting that is not supposed to be in your life. Period. That's how it works.
Absolutely. But you got to understand this too. We know that because we've been through that.
Mm-hmm.
Their peer pressure is way different than the peer pressure that we dealt with growing up.
Absolutely.
Because it might not be bullying in face-to-face. Now they're doing cyber bullying.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And if you don't come from a solid foundation, meaning home,
Right.
to be able to let you know it's okay to be different. If they don't like you, so what? You keep it moving, because you're going to keep running into people that's going to come into your life, come and go. But if
Even as an adult.
But if they're not strong enough, though, if they're
Yeah.
not strong enough, mentally,
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, they will subject themselves to that, and they'll just fall in place.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Until they learn the hard way. Some people, it's like people can see the lesson or need to learn a lesson, but all of us are different. So some of us may have learned younger. Some people, you may be talking to them and don't get discouraged, because the lesson, they'll learn it when in their destiny they're supposed to learn it. So there's a time for them to be able to grow, and we just may not be there to witness it, or we may not be there to see it. So that absolutely is encouraging as well.
Absolutely, I agree, man. I agree. I speak to youth all the time, and I tell them how, I was bullied because I was different. I wore suits, dressed up in school.
Elementary school?
From elementary all the way to junior high to high school.
All right.
So people who know me, they was like, oh yeah, this dude was different in school.
Mm-hmm.
But I was okay with it. I was okay with it because now what they see me doing, it's like it make a lot of sense.
Yes.
And I haven't had people come to me, hey man, I respect you for standing your ground and being different.
Mm-hmm.
And being okay with people looking at you or thinking you suspect, or what's wrong with him, or why is he so funny? Why is he so different? You would really know I'm not that different if you just have a conversation with me.
Just comfortable with who you are. You know what? Yeah. That reminds me, when I got my start designing clothes, I was 13 when I first made my first garment. I took curtains and tablecloths and hand sewed them. But I would wear everything I created. I would wear it to school in high school. And so it was hilarious. The first time I started doing that, I was like, I don't know. I was preparing myself for the negative comments, for the bullying that I thought would come, specifically from the dudes, the alpha males, right?
Right.
And, but to my surprise, it was the complete opposite. I had some people judge me on the low. People didn't really come at me. What shocked me was all of the fellas around the school that started drawing to me like, dude, like, who did that? Like, yo, make me something like that. Right. I was like, oh, snap. Right. So that was like confirmation. And it's so interesting. That moment, those are pivotal moments. Those are transitional moments where you have a concept of how leaping out for a dream is going to be. And then you take the leap, and then you see what you thought that was true and what you thought that is not the case once you take that leap. So that's amazing. Yes.
Absolutely.
So
I commend you on that.
Say it again.
I commend you on that.
Well, thank you, sir. Like you, I came from a strong background. I had peer pressure all the time. However, I never succumbed to. I did twice when I was in like grade school. I got in trouble for like doing a dare 2 different times in my life as a young person. After that, those were lessons for me. I was like, nope, I ain't doing none of that.
I got you.
Yeah. So can you talk to us about transitions in your career? Whatever those transitions were, maybe before you took a major step, you had to consider what you might have thought you were going to lose if you took it. And then after you took the leap, how did you feel? If that makes sense.
A big transition for me was going back to doing ready to wear and urban wear.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't know I started doing urban wear way before I started doing suits and gowns.
Okay.
Because I was more familiar with it. I was very familiar with how I got frustrated with things that I saw. The reason why I took that leap of faith and started focusing more on suits and gowns, I made a suit for a couple of guys that were in the NBA, NFL, and made some suits for them. And I saw the outcome and the feedback from it. So I was just like, man, I really got to really focus more so on the suits, because this is where the money is coming in. The bigger money is coming in from that perspective than me doing jeans or T-shirts or sweats or things of that nature. Let me focus on the suits. So when I started focusing more on the suits, I needed to be educated more.
Yeah.
And that was the transition, because even though I was successful doing other, I was failing on the suits because people's suits wasn't coming back right.
Oh.
So I was just like, okay, I gotta humble myself.
So wait. So you went from doing ready to wear, and then you went immediately to take orders and started producing suits and selling them?
Because I figure I'm already taking measurements for urban wear. This suit, it shouldn't be too much of a problem for me. I got this.
Right.
I can do this.
Speaking life to it, right? You're speaking life.
I got this. Man, I didn't take armhole measurements, it was so many different measurements that I did not take, to the point to where it's today, if anybody wears my suits and you hear him, they'll tell you his suits is sick. I take 33 to 40 measurements today on suits.
Okay. You had the Gordon Control.
I probably was doing 8 measurements. You feel me? They had Gordon Gartrell suits coming, man.
What is this?
Right. Exactly. So it was just like I had to humble myself and be like, you know what? I need help.
Okay.
I need help. And I got help. I don't know if you ever heard of a gentleman by the name of Oswald Bouteng.
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't.
African. He's the first African to have his shop on Savile Row in London.
Okay.
And he taught me how to do suits. And when I tell you he changed my life, between him and Everett Hall in Washington, D.C., changed my life. And after that, they created a monster.
Wow.
When I got with Yves Saint Laurent to learn the silhouette of a woman, taking measurements, my confidence was through the roof, to the point that I started teaching. I started teaching other businesses that were coming into the States and wanted to get the whole mechanism of taking measurements, and they would hire me. Company, case in point, Indochino.
Mm-hmm.
It's an online men's and now women's, and now they have brick and mortars, a store that came in from Vancouver into the States. And I traveled with them all over the States. And I trained people in every state that we were at, that we did a pop-up of how to take proper measurements.
Okay.
And that's where it's like, listen, if you are a custom or designer and you don't know how to take proper measurements, stop. Stop.
Word to the wise.
Stop it. Get a mentor. Take a class. Learn how to take measurements. Just stop it. And learn how to take measurements. Learn your fabric grains. Learn the manipulation of fabrics. Learn how to use the fabrics. Learn the terminology. That's why I say, stop rushing to be known and take your time to be remembered. That is very profound, because everyone wants to rush and get it out. But if you put something bad out, or someone wears something bad, people remember the most worst things about you, but forget about the great things about you.
Absolutely. And bad news travels way faster than good.
Way faster than
any
good
culture.
News. Any culture. Any culture. You are 100% correct. But yeah, that was my leap of faith of having to step back from the suits.
Mm-hmm.
And reevaluate myself, and then jump back out there. And when I did, I came hard, and I never looked back.
Mm-hmm.
But another transition is not getting caught up in trends.
Okay.
I don't do trends. I do timeless pieces, and I do quality. Because I want you to be able to wear your garment 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and it's still in style. And I give that all to Yves Saint Laurent teaching me that.
For all the millennials out there, Yves Saint Laurent is the full name for YSL.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you, man. That's right. That's right.
I want YSL.
Right.
Do you know what YSL is?
That's right. That's right. And it's crazy because I ghost design for Yves Saint Laurent and YSL, and I ghost design for Zara.
Okay. You said you ghost design for Zara?
I ghost design for Zara.
All right, we gotta pause right there. Please take us through that. What does that mean? I've never in my life heard of ghost designing.
So you know of ghost writing, right? For an
Of,
artist,
of course.
it's
I
the
mean, I
same.
get the basic concept.
So
Just,
basically,
I've
what
never
happens?
met anybody who ghost design.
So let me just tell you this: I have ghost designed for Gucci, Escada,
Okay.
YSL, Burberry, Max Azorian, and Zara. And I still work with Zara, and I still work with YSL.
Mm,
So what that means is, for let's just use Zara for an example. That's a
okay.
popular store.
Okay.
Zara, all of when the seasons change and they break, and you see all the new pieces that come in, that's me along with 3 other designers.
What? What in the world?
Exactly.
Man,
So the
I
only thing
love hearing stuff like
is,
this.
it's
This is
not
ridiculously dope. I need
it's
y'all to
not
hear
our
what's going on
names.
right now. This
It's
is
not our
DMV
names on
royalty
there.
right here. This is Black excellence at its best, perfecting your craft, delving into how do you improve in your craft, even when you've perfected your craft, and then how do you go beyond that? Thank you so much for being here, man. Continue.
I mean, I appreciate that because that was another leap of faith that I had to do.
Okay.
And that particular situation didn't happen until Yves Saint Laurent.
Okay.
He introduced me to these brands. Like I knew about Zara way before people knew about Zara.
Okay.
You know,
Because of your research, right?
because of my research and because of my introduction to it from Yves
Okay.
Saint Laurent.
Right.
So for it's not easy just to say, oh, I want to become a ghost designer. No, it's not. There's qualifications. There's years and experience, understanding. Because you got to think about it. You got $1 billion brand that is trusting in you to come up with great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's be clear. I don't do their fast fashion. The stuff that's coming out weekly, every 2 weeks. I do their seasonal. Where you see the big change in the swift of their designs when you walk in that store when the season changes. So I want to be perfectly clear with that. That's the difference. So when you coming in for the spring, summer, fall, winter, you seeing most of my stuff along with 3 other designers.
Wow. Congratulations on all of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm celebrating. It'll be 6 years this year. I've been with
Zara. Now, was it difficult for you when you first? Because I know you said, but was it a struggle for you knowing that you wouldn't be outright getting credit for your work in terms of what we know, we see the consumer, but being all the way in the back, ghost design?
No, because larger companies have been stealing my work for over 20 years. So I was accustomed to it. The only difference is I'm getting a check without you even knowing who I am, and I'm okay with that. See,
come on, the check is the check.
Here's the thing. People always say to me, you've done so much, Kas, but a lot of people still don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
And my answer to that is God was one of the most incredible carpenters in the world. Jesus was in the world. And when they found out his gift and whose son he was, they killed him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm God's son. You're God's son. We have
Come
a
on.
gift. The world may not be ready for what we have to give. So you have to be okay with being in the background and being able to get your message across.
Mm-hmm. You're still influencing, still infiltrating.
Yeah,
that's the definition of infiltrating right there. What you did.
That's right. That's right. Because we live in a world to where money speaks.
Yes.
But I know some very powerful people that's in the background that you don't even know, and they are way beyond the money. They're decision makers. They're planners for the world. They're great writers for artists out here. They're great designers out here that people don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
But they're okay with it because you know why? They get to live their life, go places where they want to go, but yet they're comfortable. See, success is all in what you feel success is.
Yes.
It's not about what the other person sees and feel like that's what you're supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I know people that's making $50,000 and they more happier than people who making $100 million because they have created their own peace. They're happy. Money only can bring you certain things that you don't have. Happiness comes within.
Yes.
So yeah, man.
That is powerful. So Instagram is about to start tripping, and I don't want them to just cut you off in the middle of talking. I want to thank you again for investing your time into the faith factor and being here with us, giving us the knowledge and taking us through how faith has impacted your career and your family. And congratulations on everything you're doing, man, and blessings on everything that is to come. Give us one more time where we can find all of your work.
So my three Instagrams are Kas Lifestyle, KAS Lifestyle. My business Instagram is Kenny Kas _custom. And my other business with my wife is SayKas, SAKAS _ custom face mask. Website KennyKas.com. Facebook Kenny Kas Flannagan. And I just want to leave this with your listeners, man.
Okay.
And this is my thing. What man is trying to feed you is not what you have to eat.
Mm.
You have a choice to change the dish and fix your own ingredients. And you get your own ingredients from self-love, from the word. Because
I'm sorry, we have 28 seconds.
Okay, just understand, stay positive, stay powerful, and man, I love what you do and keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Y'all take care.
God bless you.
You can watch this episode on YouTube. Type in the Faith Factor on YouTube. They're about to shut us down. God bless y'all for joining. We love y'all. Stay blessed.
Peace.